We're always evolving. It's changing. Everything is changing all the time. Look at Playboy. Playboy is just not going to have any nudes anymore.
I know, it's crazy. That was a revelation today.
Yeah, look at that, Playboy. I wonder what's going to happen with Playgirl.
I take Playboy any day over Playgirl.
Yeah, okay, me too.
Hey, I'm Kim Taylor-Bennett, and welcome to this episode of Vice Talks Film. Today I'm joined by actor Benicio Del Toro, and we're going to be talking about the incredibly tense, morally complex thriller, Sicario.
State Department is pulling an agent that specializes in cartel activity.
FBI!
You'll be part of the team.
What's our objective?
To dramatically overreact.
Free my soul, even if they change my body. Look the goal, ain't nowhere to go. Where those prophets that touch the leg, they touch the soul.
Nothing will make sense to your American ears.
You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go.
But in the end, you will understand.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
So this film got a 7-minute standing ovation in Cannes. How did that feel? Had you ever had a film have that kind of response before?
At the risk of sounding really pompous, yes.
Oh, okay. This is just like.
In Cannes, it felt great. The French audience is a little bit different. They're not as effusive. They don't get
as noticeably involved.
Involved, yeah. But they're involved, and the reception was great. So if we went, thank you, because you never know.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Brolin did say that when you guys finished shooting that he wasn't sure how the film was going to turn out. Did you have a similar feeling, or were you like, oh no, we've nailed it, this is going to be great?
When I saw the film and Josh saw the film, we were like, really like very pleasantly surprised, because I was very concerned about one thing. It follows the POV of Emily Blunt's character, and then in the third act it switches POV to another character. I just didn't know that was going to work, because usually you follow one POV, you stick to it, and it worked. So, kudos to Denis Villeneuve, the director of Sicario, because I think he dared to do this film, and he did a terrific job with the editor and the sound design and the music.
What attracted you to this script? Were you like, oh, Denis going to be directing it, he's got a great track record?
I had seen Denis Villeneuve's previous films, 2 of his previous films, Prisoner and Incendies, and I knew that he was the real deal. But when I met with him, his energy, his passion, his vision, and his sensibility also to the topic and that drug wars world really resonated with me, and it felt like a good atmosphere to be part of it, for sure.
And also the character, right? Because you were attracted to this character who is driven by revenge, and you'd never...
I've never played that character. I mean, it's the type of character that you'd see Clint Eastwood play this kind of character, or Denzel Washington playing that, and really doing a great job with that kind of character. And, hey, why not? Why not me? Those are interesting characters to play.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like Sicario is more kind of a damning indictment of America's use of violence outside of its borders than necessarily about the drug cartels?
Sicario is a thriller, is a fiction, is a story. It's not a documentary, and it's not saying this is a political system. But there is a realism to it that I find it attractive as an actor to be part of a movie that, that is inspired on reality.
You do think that some drugs should be legalized, though, right?
Yeah, but not every drug is the same.
Yeah.
Crack is not the same as marijuana.
Yeah.
You can take advantage of a drug like marijuana because you can make money that can go to things that are needed, like education, whatever it is, social stuff that you can do. But yeah, I do think that it could work to legalizing that, but there's some other drugs that are a little bit more complicated.
Alejandro is forever altered by what happens to his wife and child. You, as a father, were you able to draw from, that feeling of protectiveness to put this into your character?
When you have a kid, one thing that happens is suddenly this is the first person you take a bullet for,
Right.
I might not agree with how he goes about seeking revenge, but you understand the character. They're interesting to play because they go in a straight line, and then so what you need to do is just keep the audience away from knowing exactly what you're going to do. So as you're building it with Denis Villeneuve, the director, we were conscious about the character, how, at the end you'll see that my character is the Sicario of the film, is the title of the film. And so up to that point, we're just showing little pieces here that could go that way, could go this way. So that's kind of fun, to playing that ping pong game with the audience in a way, what we show about the character.
Yeah, the evolution of him was very interesting. You're not sure about him, then he's the protector, and then ultimately he...
Right, he's a protector, and all the way, what he protects is he might take down too.
Yeah.
If it gets in the way of his objective. One
thing that amused me that I read was that you guys were listening to a lot of Becks Morning Phase and The Cars, Candy O, and Steely Dan, which just seems like a very bizarre soundtrack to Sicario. I mean, props for The Cars. But in what situations were you listening to these records, and how did that help mold Alejandro's character?
No, I don't think that, no, it's for me.
Okay.
It's for me, it's decompressing.
Okay.
Or pumping yourself up. Never really sat down and listened to Steely Dan.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. And I was like, it was kind of nice to find a new band that I got all these albums to listen to,
Yeah.
And that album was just incredible. And so usually when you go on these locations, or we were shooting in Mexico City and you're driving out to do locations, I just put music and listen to music as I'm driving, And I like to listen to, I don't put my iPod in shuffle. I kind of like listening to the concept. The album.
The whole
yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
One of the things that has come out since I've been reading a lot of stuff about this movie is how collaborative Denis was, and how he was really open to suggestion, and actually the final scene in the film, you and Emily and Denis workshopped that to be different from how it was originally in the script, right?
To me, what really took the scene to this other level that it was never explored was when Emily refuses to sign the thing, and she held it there, and then she broke down. That she was signing away her morals. She knew that she had to do it, and when she broke down, that took the scene. And there are moments like that in my career. I've had the pleasure to work with actors that suddenly just boom, changed everything about the scene. And that moment when she did that, I felt it, everybody felt it.
It's incredibly powerful, that scene. One of the most refreshing things about the movie is that it stars this strong but vulnerable female character. And I know that originally they wanted a guy, or the studio people wanted a guy, and they'd be like, we'd give you more money if it was a dude.
At some point, the producers took it to this other company, and they said that, which would have made big mistake, because I think the movie's strong because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, or original and interesting for me too. Yeah.
But you did mention that you felt an affinity towards maybe women in Hollywood as a Latin male who is perhaps not getting quite the same opportunities as.
Yeah. No, I think that's a fact. I'm not making it up. There's less opportunity for other groups, perhaps for Latinos, or let's say an Anglo male, or even an African American male might have more opportunities because there's more stories that express their experience, whether it's on TV or on film. There's more opportunity, and but it's changing. I think it's changing. I think for women it's definitely changing. And but I do feel like we're on the same side, or if you're going to look at it like that way.
What is next for you in terms of looking for a new character that you haven't played before?
I have a film called A Perfect Day that I did with Tim Robbins, and that's probably coming out next year.
You got Star Wars. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Were you a huge fan back in the day?
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
The original chapter 4, I think it is, that's like one of the landmarks of like when I was growing up. That, you know, it was Rocky, Jaws, Animal House,
Yeah.
Grease.
Grease, really?
Yeah,
What?
Grease.
No dudes admit to liking Grease.
Well, if they were like in their teens, yeah, Grease was like crazy. Yeah, Grease was like.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Oh yeah, and then you know Star Wars.
Denise doing Blade Runner 2. Were you interested in kind of shimmying into that role or into that film at all?
Pay me. Yeah. Well, it's great. It's great. I can't wait to see it. But no, I'm not gonna be like, hey, dude, hey. Give me some money. Give me some money.
So in Fear and Loathing, you ate way too many donuts and got really fat. And
Solo, with no trainer or nothing.
like a crazy person.
Crazy person.
Aren't you
Never
supposed
do
to-
that again.
No.
I've gained weight for other films after, but I've done it with professional assistants.
Okay.
I did that solo.
Why did you do that like
I
that?
don't know.
You just really like donuts, don't you?
Well, after eating like 16 donuts a day, you gain about I was gaining about 2 to 3 pounds every day, eating 16 donuts a day. And then after a while, you start having a craving for donuts, you know, like you start going like, okay, I need donuts. And I learned that when you gain weight, you should do it while you're hitting the weights because you put muscle and then it's easier to take it off. But I just went fat everywhere. And then I started having back problems and
Oh, geez.
I gained it in really like record time. I was like a machine. So it just like, gain weight, eat food.
You're like, I am good at gaining weight.
I'm really good at it. So I did it fast. If you're gonna gain weight, hit the weights.
I'll make a note
Yeah, make a note
of that. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.